And then Joey.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
John, you mentioned the potential of missile launches by China. Are the people of Taiwan at risk if Speaker Pelosi makes this visit? And is she at risk if she makes this visit?
Well, we certainly don't think there's any reason for anybody to be at risk here with a potential visit. Again, hasn't been announced, and I won't speak for Speaker Pelosi. But there's certainly no reason for this to come to blows. There's certainly no reason for this to escalate. And as for the potential risks, I think that is a better question put to the PRC and to the PLA Army and Navy and the Air Force. We're going to watch this very, very closely. We're going to make sure that she has a safe and secure visit because that's our responsibility. And we urge, as I said at the outset, we urge China to, if she goes, to see this for exactly what it is. Nothing new, no change to our policy, and certainly not an unprecedented visit by the Speaker of the House.
You also said the U.S. will not be intimidated. Do you feel that using language like that right now will be viewed by China in a way that you are also raising rhetoric the way they have?
You said it right at the top, like that they have. They have been out there in recent days with some irresponsible rhetoric. We feel it's important for everybody in the region to understand how seriously we take our security commitments in the Indo-Pacific, and that's why we put it that way. There's no reason, Jeff, for this to honestly, there's just no reason for this to escalate. In fact, there's every reason, given our national security interests as well as the interests of our allies and partners that are at stake in the Indo-Pacific on any given day. There's every reason for this to not escalate and for the lines of communication to remain open between Washington and Beijing, and that's what we'd like to see happen.
One on Iran. Yeah, thanks, John. Does the White House currently know whether Speaker Pelosi is planning to go to Taiwan? I realize she's not announced anything publicly. You've also said White House officials have been talking to the Speaker's staff. So does the White House currently have knowledge whether she is planning to go to Taiwan?
I am not going to talk about the Speaker's itinerary. I'm just not going to do that. And Jeff, I want to go back to one other thing, if I may, because it was in my mind and I flew out of my mind as I was answering your question. Is when you talk about or you threaten these kinds of potential operations, military operations and exercises and missile launches that I talked about, I mean, what that does is it does increase the risk of miscalculation, as I said, and which could lead to unintended consequences. And that's really the risk. You asked specifically, are they at risk? That's where the risk comes in. It's not so much that there might be a direct attack, but it raises the stakes of miscalculation and confusion, which could also lead to unintended consequences.